Hey guys, Sonyx here. We're gonna do some Apex content in the background. We got some awesome clips throughout the week, and we're not doing any gun-specific things. I just wanted to make it even more chill, where we're just having fun and just playing the game, and just talk about important things that I think we all should be talking about. See, the secret to happiness isn't what you think, and it all started with middle school for me. In middle school, I think I was in the 6th, 7th grade, and back then, iPhones didn't exist. I mean, I think the iPhone 3 did, but that was like, whoever had that was the richest person in the world, you know, so it technically really didn't exist for me. The big thing back then was these things called iPods, and these were insane. Like, these things were the new, you know, flashiest gadget you can have. I remember you'd play, you know, Angry Birds on them, Temple Run, right? Just like the silliest, you know, I think Flappy Bird, right? No, these games and this little device where you could take pictures. I mean, this was a staple to have. And if you didn't have one back in middle school, you know, it'd be like, oh, like, are you going to get one for Christmas? You know, everyone has one, right? When are you going to get one? So it made, you know, I was like, you know, I admit I was like a little brat. I was like, Mom, I want one, you know, like, and I literally like cried one time so bad because everyone had one. You know, there's just the social pressure, the peer pressure, right? Of not feeling like you belong. And one night I got like so like upset, not at my mom, just like the fact that I didn't have one. And I was just like, I remember I prayed really hard and I drew like an iPod, like on a piece of paper, and I put like a cross, you know, like the ones you pray with, on top of the iPod, like, and it connected to the Bible. I'm telling you, and I like went to sleep and I hoped like to wake up and it like manifested itself into an iPod like that. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm telling you that story, but literally that's how desperately I wanted one. Okay. And obviously, you know, I didn't get one until way later. And I was part of this, you know, after middle school, I grew up and become this semi-popular kid in high school. I joined these clubs, and I wasn't unpopular in the sense like, oh, everyone likes this guy. I was just part of clubs, like, you know, and clubs just make you kind of known. You know, I mean, that's just how it works in high school. You know, you join little cliques, you join little clubs. And after high school, I, you know, graduated college, straight A's, pretty much. I got a 3.9. It wasn't a 4.0 GPA because guess what? A minuses don't round up to a 4.0. How weird. Yeah. It is something that still baffles me to this day and bothers me because it's not rounded to that 4, which, hey, water under the bridge, right? And I got awarded with like this, you know, financial, you know, amount. I'm not gonna say how much. It's not that much. We're just for completing this special program that helped us pass our board exams, and all these things, right? Now, I thought all of these things that I've mentioned, as in middle school, high school, college, I thought this would bring me happiness. I mean, hey, who doesn't want to be the kid with the fancy new gadget, that new iPod everyone has, right? Or be part of that, you know, club and be semi-famous in a small town high school, right? Or feel like the smartest kid in town. Well, you know, I would have a 4.0 if I was, but hey, I'm not bitter, right? This should have brought me happiness, right? And for a while, maybe a day or two, it did. The iPod that I eventually got made me smile, made me laugh with my friends. You know, being popular, you know, being part of this big club, sure, it made me feel important. getting some financial reward for completing the program, getting pretty much straight A's, made me feel worth it. But it didn't make me feel happy. It should have, right? Because this is something we're always striving for. That XYZ goal that we should be doing so we can be happy. It should make you happy, right? But it didn't. Instead, it left me with just a sense of emptiness and sort of sadness about it. It felt hollow. The first time I felt true happiness, I remember I was working in a fast food place, right? And I was just preparing this meal for a mother, and I saw that she had kids, and just seeing them, it didn't seem like they were really well kept. It looked like they have been living on the streets for some time. And towards the end, while I was after finished preparing it, this is when they pay. She didn't have to say a word. I just saw in her eyes that, dang, I can't really pay. I'll pay with what I have, which she only had a few dollars, and it was like 20, 25, because she had, 3 kids, I think. So, this was Thanksgiving. So I paid for it. I didn't even think about it, not a second thought. I paid for her meal. And I think then I felt happy. Being kind to somebody else, putting someone else's needs above my own made me happy. When I was in school, helping out a classmate who didn't understand a topic, and I was really busy, during this time trying to do other stuff, and just recently had 2 awesome classmates needed help because they didn't pass their exams. And you know what? It didn't bother me. I wanted to help. And doing so made me happy. Teaching them in a way that was easy for them to understand, seeing the smile on their faces made me happy. So I felt happiness when helping other people. On my last term of my school, I sat with my professor, who many of my classmates didn't really like, because she pretty much kept us until the end of class, which I love that, because I get to learn everything, right? They would complain so much. They would even ask me to tell her, like, hey, can we leave early? Can you ask her? Because, she likes you, right? They started to say so many bad things about her that the consistency of negativity made me almost believe that she was mean. So I sat with her, talked to her, about life. I just wanted to get to know who the person behind the professor is. And guess what? She was none of the negative things that my classmates said. Getting to know her as a human being and just learning more about the things that made her who she is, it kind of brought me joy. So I guess the second way is that I felt happiness when I gave people a chance. And the last way is, I love this one because I love watching like low budget movies with my mom. We make fun of it all the time. And it's like the cheap, like the low budget. We'll eventually watch something else, but it's just funny watching it. We'll complain about how cringy it is. I love eating dinner also with my grandpa, and he eats super fast. But when we're driving, for example, he'll tell me all these stories about, he was a pilot and he would fly, through different islands, and he would give me history lessons about all these different inventions of X, Y, and Z. My grandpa is the smartest man that I know, the wisest and one of the smartest people that I know. So I guess the third way that I felt happiness was when it was a non-monetary way of spending quality time with people that I genuinely loved and still love to this day. So, the secret to happiness isn't what you think. I didn't feel happy when I became popular in high school or got money because I finished this thing that I was supposed to do, right? Or got this reward, or got straight A's, or became the smartest kid that everyone knew, or even joined the latest trend and owned the newest things that everyone else was owning. Instead, I felt true happiness when I was able to help other people. When I gave people a chance to show who they really are inside. And spend quality time with pretty much people who mean the world to me. Now, the reason why I share this with you is because do you feel happiness with any of these three? Or anything that you know that shifted that in your brain that you thought was going to make you happy and now you realize it doesn't and this actually makes you happy? I would love to know what that is for you. So please comment that down below. The secret to happiness isn't what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and please take care.